Am I the a-hole for giving my friend first aid on a sensitive area? You may be seated. This happened the other day. I, 23 male, was at a pool party at my best friend Greg's house. There was also a slip and slide set up and people were using it. My friend Amy used it and screamed. The whole party turns to her and she's clutching her breast and there's blood pouring out of her hand. She slid over a rock and cut herself. Ooh, ouchie, ouch kibibble, ouchie Dr. Fauci. I'm in nursing school, so I run over to her and ask to see the cut. She pulls her hand away, and I see that it doesn't look too serious, but it definitely needs attention. I turn to Greg and ask him if he has a first aid kit, and he says yes, in the bathroom inside the house. So I walk Amy into the house and grab the first aid kit. I pause for a second and ask her if she's okay with me helping her with this, or if she wants to do it herself because of where the cut is. And she says,
"No, I trust you, and I want your help."
Okay, so you asked for consent. So we go into the bathroom and wash the cut. I look at it more closely to make sure it isn't serious. I put some Neosporin on it and bandage it up nicely. Amy thanks me, and we go back outside. A couple women come up to Amy and ask if she's okay, and one of them, Sarah, gives me a dirty look, and they kind of lead her away. I go back to where I was sitting and Greg sits next to me and says, "Some people were talking crap out here. I did my best to defend you, but I figured you should know that they were talking crap about you helping Amy. I don't really understand what they expect. I feel like you did everyone a solid, including Amy." I asked him what he meant and he said Sarah was saying it was creepy how I sprung into action when I saw an opportunity to play with a... You sprung into action because that's what you're trained to do. What if it was much, much worse? Like, what if she cut herself so bad and she lost so much blood that, like, it was, like, life-threatening? I don't know. What do you expect someone to do who's, like, a nurse or a doctor? You expect them to just kind of dilly-dally and, like... No, like, if someone has a cut and someone is hurt or someone's in a situation where they need medical attention, you don't dilly-dally about it. A few of the other women and one guy agreed and were making fun of me. I'm sorry, so like what did they do in this situation? They just sat there and made fun of the person who's helping?
What?
Got it. I was pretty upset about that, but I didn't want to make a scene, so I just ignored it for the time being. Later that day, though, I was sitting by the fire pit and Sarah was sitting across from me and nobody else was around the area. So I asked her why she was making fun of me for helping Amy. She said,
"I guess that was a little mean of me. I'm sorry I did that. But I just thought it was kind of weird how you saw her chest was hurt and you ran up to her and insisted to help."
He's in nursing school. I know you're in nursing school, but I think you should let a girl handle it. I mean, is there a girl that's a nurse or a doctor there, or is he the only one? We all know first aid too, so why didn't they help? I thanked her for her apology, and I don't like confrontation, so I just said, all right, I guess I'll keep that in mind from now on. So, update from OP. I called Amy. I asked her how the cut was healing. She said it was healing well and she was keeping an eye on it. Then I asked her if she knew anything about the things Sarah and the others were saying about me and what Sarah said at the fire pit. Amy had no idea. She said the other women were asking her if she was okay and what happened, but she assumed they were worried about the injury, not my helping her. And Amy was absolutely pissed and went to the friend group chat and tore people apart that were talking crap about me. Especially Sarah. Sarah and the others apologized to me in the group chat, but Amy kept going and said I shouldn't accept their apologies because they sat back and talked crap on the one person who stepped up and helped her. Yes, Amy stood on business. What a good friend. Amy also asked Greg not to invite Sarah to the next pool party and Greg readily agreed. A few of the others tried to say that was too far, but Amy told them to shut the F up and do something next time someone's hurt instead of sitting on their butt and insulting me. Ooh, this is spicy. I fail to understand how they could pass this kind of judgment on someone who is literally helping their friend. Like, are they jealous that you are the better friend in this scenario? Like, I don't understand the motivation here. Maybe they feel like they should have done something, so they're making you look bad. I don't know. I don't understand the logic. But yeah, that's a really, really rude thing to do. We do have an update. Greg followed through on not inviting Sarah to the next party. She was upset about it, but accepted it. Then 2 days after the party, she called me and asked if we could meet in person and talk. Interesting that she wants to talk now that she's not invited to the pool parties anymore. She didn't really seem too ready to apologize when she was still invited. I don't trust this girl as far as I can throw her. And I can throw very far. I actually can't. I have very little upper body strength. Let's change the phrase to I can trust this girl as far as I can high jump. which is quite dull. I said okay, and we met at Starbucks. She looked really sad and apologized to me profusely. She said she doesn't know why she said those things about me. She thinks she was ashamed of being frozen in fear when Amy got hurt, and she took that shame out on me by insulting me. Okay, but like, that's odd. That's really weird. Like, why did she make a situation where her friend was hurt about her? Hella weird. But that it was incredibly effed up to do because accusations like the one she threw at me, even if they were jokes, could ruin my entire career, and it was so wrong of her to do that just because she was ashamed of herself. I mean, that is a very good point. Like, you have to consider the fact that, like, all of these people were basically calling this guy a creep because he ran to help someone who was of the opposite sex. Like, accusations like that do not land lightly, okay? The last thing that you want is an accusation like that making the rounds, especially if you're going into a career like this. She seemed genuinely remorseful, so I forgave her and we're friends again. I told her I would talk to Greg about letting her back into the parties, but she said not to. What she did was super fricked, and she doesn't want to come back until Amy forgives her too. I said okay. We hugged and I went on my merry way. A couple of days after that, I'm hanging out with Amy at my house and we talk about the Sarah situation. I showed Amy the previous post and asked her if we should show the others. She said yes. So I showed everyone, including Sarah, and she was a little upset at first but quickly accepted it. Amy forgave Sarah a few days later, and she was invited to the 4th of July party 2 days ago, on the 3rd, and we had a great time. Oh good. I'm glad that it seems to have turned out for the best. Sarah was a little awkward at first at this party, but quickly cheered up once we assured her that the drama was behind us and we accepted her apology and quickly moved on to joking about it, including Sarah pretending to slice open her chest with the dull side of a butter knife, saying,
"Hark, mine tender breast, it doth been sliced open like a ripe melon. Whomsoever will save me."
Okay, she won me over. She ripped off her bikini top and leapt into my lap. Which, to be really honest here, firmly put the issue to bed because everyone at the party was laughing for a good hour about that. So yeah, everything worked out in the end. I just want to put a cork in this story because when I saw it on TikTok, I realized how much people enjoyed it and thought it would be prudent to let people know that it had a definitive ending.